here with a new live, and this night we are going to paint some orcs. I have here the camera, all the setups. I hope it's working. I have a little bit of background music. Please let me know if the music is too high or not. Just for me to know and to see if the setup is correct. And I'm going to put now the video chat as well, the video in my mobile, so I can follow up on the mobile what is going on. Okay, and I hope the music is acceptable. Okay, let's see. Just go back to YouTube. And just the intention here is to have a chill out moment, a painting moment, just to enjoy a little bit and just to check if everything is going well. Just one moment. Andy, ¿puedes ver si se oye bien? So, okay, I'm just asking if the music is too loud or not, just to be sure everything is going well. And let's change now to the camera. So I will change to the camera of here. We should be able to see. No, we will see. When I'm painting, I should be okay. Maybe I will move it a little bit up. Just give me a minute. Setting up a little bit better. Like that should be better. Okay, I hope we are going to enjoy another night painting. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to paint, I'm painting this Savage Orcs, Oruks from Warhammer Underworlds, okay? So you can see here. And as well, I have finished just the Wolverine one. Okay, so this is the one Wolverine. Hope you like it. Okay, so just for your knowledge. So I'm going to paint, I go for this very bright green. I think it's just to do something different than the ones already done. So we are going to focus now on the skin. Okay, and especially I will start with the face. So I already have the teeth done, and now we are going to do the eyes. So I will use the red for the eyes. Okay, I hope you, let me know if you have picked up Dominion or not, and if you already have it. I have my ordered, but it will need some time to arrive, I guess. So, and as well, if you are entering, but let me know if the music is okay or is too loud or what's going on. Just for me to know and adjust the new feature that I have. Putting some orange. I like to do the eyes with red and orange for the orcs. So we're going to put if you go too far with the red, then we are going to trim it with the dark blue. So we are going to paint here. I want to, you can show it. I need to change, I need to buy a new support for the camera that I can put it in a better position. And I'm working out a little bit with the different setups just to see if I can. Okay. So now we are going to work on the skin. So I'm using different greens. I'm using this green here, smooth green for the, and I'm using as well this one from Model Color, no Model Color, sorry, Miniature Paints. Okay, this is a lime green. Okay, and then I'm using as well this one Stone Glow. So we are going to use. I'm going to change to bigger brush. And we are going to use first the mood green to do the first highlights. And start popping up all the details of this orc. Okay. So the plans I have for the channel at this moment, I will paint now. I want to paint the kill team, the Rock Trader kill teams. Okay, so I will paint something different, and I want to paint all the let's call this all the warbands from Warhammer Underworlds that are from this season. Okay, I like to have them all up to speed, so I think I will focus on these two things. But I'm thinking if I will change my priorities, because I will receive the box and I want to paint the Stormcast Eternals. So I'm still wondering, hesitating what to do. But I really want to put some focus on the Warhammer Underworlds. I like to have them painted, so for sure I will do them. I finished just now the Slaanesh. If you go to Instagram, you will see my paint job there, but I will post it tomorrow here in YouTube. Okay. And if you follow my channel, you know that there is a tutorial about how I paint the Slaanesh Hedonites, or the Hedonites of the Slaanesh. Okay. I have to say, very interesting miniatures to paint. So I really enjoyed them. And with that, I have now 3 warbands painted from this season. I paint the Slave to Darkness. I have painted the vampires, the Crimson Court, and I paint now the Slaanesh. And the next ones are going to be these orcs. The other thing I was happy is I also paint all the pieces of terrain, if we can call it like that are coming in the Kill Team Arena. I don't know if you can be interested in see that. I can show it how I did a fast paint job. I did not want to go for I didn't want to. There are parts that I just wanted to get them painted, and I'm really not in the point to dedicate a lot of time. I always like to balance how much time to dedicate to each miniature, right? It's important at the end. You cannot paint all at the highest standard, or at least It's not my objective to paint everything at the highest standard. I'm just mixing here because the lime is. And then all July I will be around here. Okay. And maybe on August I will be some days off. I like to put on the. I like to go with the old traditional blue paintings on this on this savage orc. I think it's so I'm doing like if he's wearing the eyes shaded in blue. And what I need to do to have make them to be more visible, I need to go to Velvet Blue next to it. A moment. There is one thing that is upsetting sometimes me, the wet palette, is that the pins sometimes get too thin. Or at least too thin for me. And I hate when this happens. Put some more. Just this one. Okay, the pin from here. So yeah, the problem of making blue painting on green is that the blue sometimes does not have too much contrast with the green. So you need to play with making some creating some ways to create the paint, the blue more visible. And what I'm doing now is I'm applying that blue on the edge of the blue, so I can then help to have more contrast and make the blue more visible. The other option is to, I was thinking to make the edges in white. Here. So on this one, I will also do a tutorial on the shaman, on this warband. I try to do a tutorial for each warband, sometimes more than one, because the methods are very different. In that case, I will just do one for the shaman. That can be used for any. The techniques can be used for any savage orc or orc, who is called, how they are calling them. Okay, like that should be okay. Now we are going to apply. We'll repeat here because it was very too dilute on the head. Now should be better. Okay, let's fill now the blue with lighter blue. Okay. I will use the light green to frame it. And I want to start doing the highlights. I like to go for this very bright green. Okay, so put it there. Oh, hi, Anthony. Hi from Australia. What time is in Australia? Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Anthony. I appreciate that you like it. I guess this is. Australia should be. I guess it's early in the morning, right? In Australia, no? So. So what I'm working here is you can see, I go next to the blue and I try to apply the green. This is very bright green because it's helping me to contrast with the dark blue that I put on the edges, and then I can have the blue more visible, more contrasting. You see now this how it looks like. And I don't know why the camera decided to have less brightness. Let me see if I can improve the brightness. I'd like to know why the camera is changing that. Let's see if now is better. Now it should be better. Let's say I do these sessions just to not paint alone in a way. I have to improve my equipment, I think. But yeah, I try to do it step by step. I want to know buy a new, as I said, a new tripod. One that I can use for the live streams and as well for the tutorials, so give a better angle for the camera. I have to say that these orcs are quite funny to paint. They are nice curves. One thing I was looking today was the rules for the Bellacore in 40K, and his rules are incredible. I'm wondering how many points he will be. But so far the rules are, they make very strong rules for him. Let's see now what he's looking like. No, I'm going to work and change to bigger right now. I'm going to start working on the hands. So I apply first. This green, and then what I will do, I'll take a darker green. Hi Martin. Hi. Hola. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks that you like my Stormcast. Then I guess you would like to see me painting the miniature from the Dominion box. Maybe I should give priority to the Dominion box as it's going to be new. It will attract more attention. I think I will intercalate. I will put in between my paint schedule some miniatures from the Dominion box. Once I have it, because I did not receive it yet. I'm waiting for my box. Still waiting for my Dominion box. I really want, and just let me know if the music is okay. If it's too low or too high, let me know. Or if reaching to you. I have put background music this time, but I don't know how it's arriving to you. The first time I'm testing this is a new functionality that I have. I'm realizing this is not fully introduced. The point of this push fits sometimes are quite annoying. So I decided, as you can see, to go for a different color scheme than the official one. I thought a yellow scales will look nice. Of course, you want to avoid green or blue scales on top of orc, because they will not have good contrast. Okay, so you have to go purples, pinks, yellows, oranges. So I thought more on a Kikil type of yellow, even reds. Could have put like a red type of thing. The mini models are gorgeous, though half is I half expect the next ones to have ball guns. You mean that you will see them converted into marines? I guess more and more the Stormcast Eternals are making their way to as a marine in Warhammer 40,000. I really like the new winged lady. I think this one will jump all my painting plans to the front. I really want to paint this winged lady. And I like as well the new units. So what I'm doing when painting skin like this one, I'm doing a mix of wet blending and layering. Okay, I try to paint by zones, and I don't wait that the previous layer is completely dry. In that way, I can melt, or melt, no, it's not. I can blend, this was the word, the two colors much easier. And you do more natural transitions. Okay, this is a brand. I bought some paints. Some are good and some are bad, very bad. This one is quite decent, a lima color, and I bought because it does not exist in the range of Games Workshop. These are very cheap paints, and I will highly recommend, for example, the silver. But I will tell you not to use the gold, because the gold I bought and is garbage. But on the other side, the silver, it's very similar, very close to the old Midville silver that I always like it. So if you are looking for something very close to the old Midville silver, take this silver from Miniature Paints. So this is one of the best for the cost. I think it's the relation price quality. It's very good. And this art, I like to put some blue water paints on them. I don't know if it's still something in Age of Sigmar, but I still have in my mindset from the old war that they used to have invulnerable save because they think that the paint is protecting them. And I find it so funny that they just have the save because they think that the paint gives them lag. But I decide to keep this in this warband. Just as you can see, playing with the different greens. I really like to give to these Aurochs this super bright skin. I think it's fun. It's very cool. So I like to do that. You can see I go muzzle by muzzle doing all the highlights. This is the way I manage to blend them. Yeah, of course, sometimes I go back once I have done other parts, because then I see how the full part is looking like. And you also need to sometimes to go back and increase the intensity of some parts. Or the brightness. Or the other way around to shade it. You can see I'm working now the shoulder here. Again, I have the sensation the arms did not. It's probably to keep this guy on his position. I think I will need to look in the range. So, messing with the skin. Let's do here the torso. You can see first I apply a color that is very close to the contrast paint. The contrast paint I use as a base for this skin was this one. War lining. This was the layer I had until now, and now what I'm doing is I'm using different greens, mood green, warstone, lima green, to work the highlights and sometimes some shades. I also use Caliban green if needed to go in a shade. So one thing I'm doing, just a curiosity note, is I'm tracking what I'm painting every year and what I'm buying every year. And my objective is to paint more miniatures than what I'm buying during a year. Okay, and I'm tracking it month by month. So this year I go very bad because I bought 2 starter sets that are out of miniatures. So most likely for the rest of the year I should not buy anything if I want to accomplish my target. Okay, and this is, yeah, I should, and the other target is to paint at least 15 miniatures a month. And even in that way, I need a lot of time to paint. I will need a lot of time to paint all my pile of shame. But I want to keep reducing my pile of shame. This is why I put to myself the rule to try to pay more than what you buy in a year. This year I managed to accomplish. Thanks a lot, Julian. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Today, I want to talk about one thing that I was listening just before. Just before starting this live, I was hearing the comment that, or the thought that sometimes we are very focused on trying to improve and do better and better and better, but we don't have to forget that the main purpose of the hobby is to enjoy. Okay? So the important thing, I think, at the end is not to be better, better, and better, and better, and better, is to enjoy what you do. And sometimes we are so focused on this life that we have to improve almost in everything. We always looking for continuous improvement, right? And being better and being the best and trying to be, that sometimes we lose the focus of why we are doing the hobby. Of course, I like to improve and I like to be better most of the times. But sometimes I just want to spend some time, right? I just want to enjoy. It's my chill moment, it's my zen moment, the moment I disconnect, the moment that I have for myself. So don't forget that, because I think it's important to remember why you do hobby from time to time. Hobby should not be stressful. This is for me, my point of view. But for, a hobby for me should not be stressful. Should be a moment of relax, a moment of disconnect from other concerns. Okay, a moment for be focused on a different thing. At the end is not crucial for your life, and this is my case. I'm not doing business with the hobby. It's not my main purpose to do business with the hobby. Okay, my income is coming from other places. But it's very important then for me to enjoy what I'm doing the hobby, to disconnect, and to recharge batteries in a way. Okay, it's my small disconnection moment of the day. And this is why sometimes this is what I sometimes I want to share or what I want to share in these live videos and this and in my sometimes in my videos is just, and this is why sometimes I share techniques that are fast, easy, maybe not to win prizes, to win contests, painting contests, but good enough to enjoy doing them, to be happy with the results, and at the end, being happy with your hobby. This is the purpose, right? To enjoy the moment, disconnect, try to forget all the worries we have in the life, only for a moment, and just focus to put some paint on these little guys. Sorry if you cannot see here. You can see how the skin is looking like now. And I think I will need to, I don't know why this, yeah. I think I will glue him, because I'm a little bit sick and tired of this moving. I want to finish the skin on this guy first. And this is why I like the contour space so much and the techniques that you can get with contour paints and washes. Because it's a fast way. There are paints that give you a nice shortcut. Okay. And again, all depends on what is your objective. If your objective is to paint, you are not concerned on how much you paint, you are just concerned on the quality and doing it better. Yeah, then is your hobby. So each one should understand. For me, the important thing is, and I think this is why we all do hobbies. Oh, don't forget why you are doing the hobby. That is to enjoy. Okay? And everyone can enjoy in different ways. And this is the great thing of the hobby, that some people will pick this warband. Hi, good evening, SX. Glad to see you around here as well. So, as I was saying, everyone can have different objectives, different reasons to be part of this hobby. In my case, I like to collect. I like to see these little soldiers painted, and I like to play. Okay, but other people can be focused on completely different parts of the hobby, and this is okay. This is, for me, the greatness of this hobby, that everyone almost can enjoy it in a different way. And what is very important for you can be not that important for another person, can be different things. And I was saying, so the good thing is, for example, this warband. Some people will buy it to have a painting challenge and do the best paint that you can do ever. Yeah, I'm painting this, the orcs, yeah, the savage orcs from the Warhammer Underworlds. If you want to see, I will show you now the one I already done, the Wolverine. I call it Wolverine. He's the Wolverine guy. I really enjoyed painting this guy with the blue paint on him. So I think they are really, I really enjoy sometimes I'm painting orcs. Orcs is not an army that I will collect most likely. I like more the goblins than the orcs. If I will need to collect, I will more likely collect the blue. I don't remember. Gloom speeds, the goblins and trolls. I will collect them before orcs. But I enjoy painting one unit of these savage orcs. I think they are nice sculpts. And the way to. Thanks a lot, XX. I'm glad you like it. And I have to say, these miniatures from Games Workshop, for people that does not want to spend a lot of time on them, just want them to be painted for gaming and that's all, and they don't need to have a super good paint job. They just want a decent tabletop. With contrast paints and a couple of techniques, you can have very good results. And the reason is because the sculpt is quite clean and crisp. And this helps that paints like contrast paints and washes, they do a very good job for you. So this is a nice warband, and I'm planning to do a tutorial on the shaman. So my plan is, I did not start the shaman yet, because I just start painting them. I start painting them on Thursday it was. They are quite fast to paint. The part that you have to spend more time is the skin. This is the most important part of these miniatures. This is another thing that I like to do, is to focus some more time on the parts that you think that are important from the miniature. For example, in the case of the skin, you spend more time. And the other parts, you can do them nice, pick up the details, but maybe you don't need to spend as much time as you spend on the musculature as the skin of this guy. This guy will have two focal points. One is all this skin, and the other one will be this type of cloth made of scale that he's wearing. Especially if you do like me, that I went for a very contrasting color with the green. This one have 4 guys. So you have this guy, the one I show you, the one with the claws. Okay, the Wolverine. Then you have the guy with the big bone axe. You have then the archer. Okay, still in very early paint job. And then you have the shaman that have these wooden masks and have a cape and a snake. This one will be interesting to paint. Okay. And I think, yeah, it's a warband that I like it because you have all of this savage orc or what they're called now. I never remember the name, the official name of these guys. And all of them are different. So you can identify very easily on the warband. Okay, each of them, but that they are from the same warband, but at the same time, they're very different. I like this. Other warbands, they are more. I think they did a very good job from season 3 and 4 on doing that. Making warbands that you recognize that they go together. Okay? But at the same time, each guy is very different. I would say in the first season, there were warbands that were not easy to identify. Well, I mean, you were able to identify, right? But I mean, they were tools were more, they were more similar. Okay, I would say, for example, the Oruks from the first season, the Hard Boys. Yeah, they were very similar, all of them. Only the boss was really different. The Fire Slayers, also very similar, them all. The boss is slightly different because they have a big axe with a K shape, a key shape. Right? But I think no, they make each member much more distinctive. So the only problem I have with some of these warbands is although Games Workshop in general have improved a lot. Hey, cheers, Martin. Thanks a lot for passing by. Let's go there. So what I was saying, these push fit miniatures sometimes have the problem. Yeah, they have improved quite a lot since the beginning, but you still have from time to time problems with gaps. And I have problems with the Slaanesh guys. And this guy also I don't know why is not matching perfectly. I'm thinking to disassemble and assemble again. So I'm concerned now because I realize there's right now and I will damage the paint job. So painting this skin of the Oryx It's quite fun. You can see having almost the whole life I'm doing today. To paint this skin, easily you can spend 1 hour or more just doing the skin. Well, you have a lot of skin, it's almost painting the skin is more than half of the minute, so makes sense that you have to spend time. Yeah. I guess I can you hear the background music on the video on the stream? I mean, so they will need to check once the live is finished. Okay, let's do the nails. No, once. Okay, great that you can hear the music. Good. Thanks a lot. Sorry, I was so focused here that I missed to read the chat for a moment. Sometimes when I'm painting, I'm really focused. Good to know that you can hear it well. In this part now. applying now the silicone gray to the back of this, the inside of the skin. Like if it's from a strange animal or monster. Because these guys are monster killers normally. These orcs, they like to hunt monsters. Okay. I will take a little bit of orange. Clean here. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take yellow. Flash git yellow. One. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. No, but I'm okay to answer the chat if you have questions. I'm taking note. I'm going to try to highlight now the scales. So I'm going to use flash git yellow and dawn yellow. Okay, this is the dawn yellow. Dawn yellow, I highly recommend you if you don't have it. It's a color that I use it sometimes when to prepare when I want to do yellow. I put this before because it's a color that have a nice coverage. I'm going to start with dawn yellow. See how it's contrasting. Okay, let's see if I can show. And I will take these scales have like a small edges. I will do something like that. And just for, let me show you one thing, because I will do this hair here yellow as well. Yeah, just to give a touch of color. So, yeah, and I want to show you just how good. So this one, if you want to do yellow, is almost, let me just take this out. So if you want to do yellow, put white, and then use, yeah, and then yellow. If you look for orange yellow, okay? Put this one here. So if you want to do orange shaded yellow, you have to be sure that where you want to apply it is completely white. And then you take a little bit of this, and this is almost, it's in one go, you have really good and nice yellow. Remember, the surface have to be very white to make it work perfectly. Okay, if you have grease, it will look dirtier. That's happened with me a little bit on the tab art or on the clothes. But you can see nice yellow in one go. There's a lot of marines at the moment. Uh, okay, I don't like batch painting. I get bored. And as I said before, the hobby is to get fun. But I do a mixture. For example, when I was painting all the Thanch guys, okay? First I do, if it's the first time you do one, you have to do one from beginning to end to see how all the colors will go together. But then what I do is, okay, I take a new miniature and I have to do the base, I don't know if it's a marine, and they go red. I'm just guessing, I'm just inventing a color. So I will do all the red in all the armor plates. And on marines, I will not do more than 5. I think I will do batches. In my case, I will do batch painting maximum of 5. Okay, and then I take one of these marines, and I will do, if I'm getting boring of do batch painting, I will take one of these marines and start painting just on one of these marines. And then if I apply a wash and I need to wait that it dries, then I do batch painting on the next ones, on the other 4. In that way, I managed to finish some. So I will not finish all of them at the same time. I will be finishing in a different path, each of them. Okay. But I do combinations of, I can do a couple of colors in batch and then focus in one marine and finish that marine. And then do again batch painting on 4 of the remaining, and then do again another marine to the end. I will do a combination. I'm quite chaotic in that way, but I do it in a way that I enjoy painting them and I don't get bored, because batch painting can be very boring, can be quite time consuming. Not time consuming, I mean, maybe I'm not as efficient. I can be more time consuming doing in that way, not doing batch painting, but I'm having maybe a better time. Okay, one thing that I can do is, for example, I batch paint all the bases. So I did all the bases of all these warband in one go. Okay, but then I did all the skin on all of them because it was quite fast. But later on, I start painting. You can see on this warband, okay? You can also do batch painting on this warband, but I just finished one. Okay, I did some paint as well on the third one. Okay, but I like to focus on one at once. This is why, especially in this case. But even when I will be painting, because next I want to paint these guys. Okay, so I'm doing the base in batch painting, but the guys I will do it one by one, maybe. I'm not. Yeah, I know that most of the painters will tell you if you have to paint a big unit, do batch painting. I think at the end it's up to everybody to do what you feel makes your hobby more relaxed. And also depends on the mood that you are. Sometimes I just want to do something very easy. Okay, because I was focusing on the tail for a long time. So I just take and I do batch painting of one color just for me to do something that is easier, faster, and I don't need to think too much. Or I'm just listening to a podcast. I don't want to be I want to hear or to pay attention to the podcast or to the video. So I'm doing something that is easy to me to paint, that does not require that much focus, and then I do batch painting. I can understand, Essex. 300 orcs is a lot. It happened to me when I finished Skaven. I didn't want to see Skaven for a long time. I was not 300. I don't think I reached 300 Skaven, but I was tired of the Skaven after a while. No, I'm open to go back to my Skavens, but for a while I was saying no more Skavens, please. Yeah, some armies can be quite discouraging, but I really want to paint this Blue Bull team as well. I really love these guys. So, but for me the important thing is, at the end, both things have pros and cons. Like some people prefer batch painting. I prefer to go miniature by miniature, and the point is, what is more important for you? If it's to be efficient, to enjoy, or you like to see, because finishing miniatures, the advantage, batch painting can demotivate because you need more time to finish a miniature, right? While if you go miniature by miniature, you're finishing miniatures. And this is also motivating to see that you have finished some miniatures. It's motivating you for the next one. So all depends. On the other side, orcs, skavens sometimes can be quite discouraging, because you just paint 20 meters and then you realize, yeah, but I still have 200 to go. So this is why it's also important. So you can see now how the scales are looking like. The bottom parts up to this point I highlighted with the dawn yellow, and you can see that they are much more brighter. So let's do here at the front. Here at the front, first I need to apply a little bit of the flash git yellow because they are too dark. Okay, I need to make them brighter. So what I will do is I will apply flash git yellow scale by scale. Because I have and this is why was a mistake from my side. The base here was not a clean white, so then you need to, then the result is not a clean yellow, because this contrast is very transparent. Okay, so if the base where you're going to apply the contrast is not clean enough, you will have a dirty yellow. Okay, so important that you, I will say, apply pure white. White scar is, I think, is the best when you want to do yellow. Yeah. And the Skavens are quite big on this Blue Bull team. Yeah, it's a nice, looks nice. So my son asked me to have this team because he wanted to have the fastest guy, that is the guide runner of the Skaven. I think is the fastest. When I told him that there is a guy that is running 9 squares, he say, I want this team. He likes a lot. My son is looking always for fast, so this is why he choose the humans. Then he's suffering. On the opposite, my little son, sorry, my little one is always focused on I want the team with the strongest guys. So now he's playing with the Black Ops team, and he's doing quite a good job smashing bones. Yeah, yeah. On the salamanders, on the normally what I see on these caves is more purples or magentas. It's the color of skin that I like on all the salamanders. Also because you can play with adding flames on the shoulder pads. Oh, and third chapter of salamanders. So this is I'm not company a chapter. This is about 1,000 miniatures, right? At least. And it's a mixture of primaries and regular marines. Also, salamanders give you the opportunity to make some magma-looking weapons, like power swords or like that if they are in fire. Yeah, 1,000 miniatures. That's a big project. That's really a big project. I'm happy if I manage to do a company of my space marines that are 100. I'm happy, but maybe I should do because I'm more. I have a successive chapter of the Dark Angels, so yeah, I will need at least do 3 companies if I want to do something complete. I need to do the Raven Wing, the Death Wing, and then a Wing Company. This will be my goal. But now with the primaries, they always make it more complicated because then you need a Wing Company of no primaries and a Wing Company of primaries marines. And then you have the Vanguard companies, and yeah, I know it's more complicated. So then this company is going to be a mix of prime. This company's chapter is a mixture of primaries and normal marines is only primaries. 3 years for 1,000 miniatures is a good objective, eh? Yeah, Black Templars. Yeah, the good thing of the Black Templars that you never know, because a crusade party can be few amount of Black Templars, or at the end can be hundreds of them, right? Because they don't follow any codex organization, they just are organized by crusades, they do. And then they recruit the people that they need, or the marines that they need for the crusade. Just to separate firstborn into company second and third, then make a 4, 5, and 6 as primaries. Yes. Yeah, I think makes sense. Yeah, if I will do a full chapter, I will think about the same way to do it. Have some companies, but then the first company is all just Terminators, meaning so it's very similar to the Death Wing of the Dark Angels. So that means that you will have the veterans, the Vanguard veterans, or you will not have them. And the Stengar veterans. So you will not have them, or you will just put them in other companies. Okay, now it's much brighter, but I need to do no orange shade here. Because this part looks more... Oh, we can leave it like that. So you can see I like more the back. It's more orangey than the front. It is more brown. Okay. You have to put, I don't know if you know that I have a Facebook group. I'm not super active there, but I go to this Facebook group quite often. So I don't know if you know it. It's in the description of my videos normally, the Facebook group. And I would love to see pictures of the product of your salamanders. Because the Facebook group I created is especially for that. For all of you to share your work and see your progress is the best thing. Yeah. Thank you. Now I will give a little bit of orange tint. I will use Fuegan orange. I just want to give... Okay, you have to be careful when you do that, because I will try to apply it just on the recesses. But it's too dark that I don't think the Fuegan orange will work quite well. I just want to give a little bit of orange tint. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Anthony. I just finished painting up the Forge block. Such a fantastic model. I really enjoy it. I don't know this model. I need to look. I'm not very familiar with the 40K orcs. Although I have some. I have to paint. No, I have the Speed Freak box pending to be painted. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Anthony. Thanks a lot for joining and have a good night. Thanks a lot for passing by. It's very appreciated. Let's take a little bit of. So, I'm taking now a skeleton horde and applying it directly on. Apply carefully. And I'm thinking what to do with these ornaments here. I think I will then. So one is the leather used to, and this is. Here comes my question: is this piece of metal or is it just a fang or claw? I think I will paint it like a claw, some type of monster. So I will use Agarus Dunes. And this guy is almost done, eh? It's what I was telling you. Once you have done the main paths, yeah, I need to highlight this to make it lighter. This bone axe. Okay, and I will do this in Agarus Dunes. So you can see the one that we just did, one layer of the Anden yellow looks quite nice, but you always can make it brighter, okay? The contrast paints sometimes are not that bright, so I always like to highlight them a little bit. The same, for example, for here, I just applied a contrast paint, but you want to highlight them. So I will apply now Flash is yellow. Will make the color much brighter. Okay, and then we go the other side. Now I can use a little bit of dawn yellow. I mainly go to the deep. Okay, and you have it. On metals, I use the same. I also like to use them on metals. And you're right. There is also from, I think it's from Scale 75 and as well from Green Stuff Wool. They call it intense inks, and they do more or less the same. Yeah, it's like intense glaze. You're right. And this is why they say that if you want a glaze, you just have to put some thinner on a contrast paint, and you have a glaze of any color. Yeah, the only drawback of the contrast paints is that you have to understand that they are very translucent. So you need to clean up any imperfection before applying them. If not, the imperfection will go through the paint. Except for the very dark colors. But even the basilicum gray, if you're not careful, you can see the defects as well through it. And these things, what I do? I do them like if they are gold. I just do them like gold. For me, there are two things. There are two things that have changed my way of painting. One were the washes, the first time they appeared. Because I was tired of the inks giving this glare, they were giving this type of, yeah, they were not matte, they were gloss, they were giving this gloss finishing. So I was almost stopping using them and just painting by layering and blending. And then they released the washes that they were really a very good solution. And I think the other thing that the Wind Workshop did very well is the contrast. And at the end, it's because it's the same principle for both, right? The contrast and the washes. The only thing is that the washes are less intense. But both work on the same principle. So I'm very happy with the contrast paints. I need to purchase the ones that I still don't have in my collection. I have to say, with the ones I have, I don't have problems to do most of the paint jobs that I need to do. So, okay. This guy is almost done, eh? I will be happy if I can finish this guy today. Or maybe not today, but it's going to be almost finished today. So this. Ah, yes. I have them quite high. The gloss. These paints, I bought them, and then I realized that they were not doing what I use them for other purposes. For example, when I'm doing terrain, You can use the gloss washes, especially the black and the agate shade, to simulate, for example, grease, or to simulate dark water or water path, something like that. So using this, for example, I was doing some type of big doors, right? Metallic doors. And then I was putting a little bit of this gloss metal on the hinge. Simulated they have put some lubricant there to help the movement. But for me, they don't do what they were thinking to do. That was to be shades or washes for the metallics, right? Because they give a sensation of if the metallic is wet, and you don't want that sensation. Let's do the blue hand. Hi, Bogdor. Yeah. But I did not try that to put matte varnish on top of a gloss. But can you bring them down to fully matte, or you still have a small satin? Sorry, went out of the screen. So I'm just doing now the blue hand that he has put some war paint on it. As I said, I still like the concept that the blue protects because it's giving you some luck. I think in 40,000 there was also a clan that was painting. They were using blue war paints. What's called the name? The ones that have more. Normally they are they used to be the looters in the past. Okay, so interesting to know. So I will look for that super matte varnish. Thanks a lot for sharing, Boulder. Yes, you are right. And you have to be careful at the end of the life, especially because they can be a little bit satin glossy at the end of the life if you don't check them well. Okay. Then on the gold, one white that I like a lot, and this one is almost finished. You can see the pot. There's nothing here, but I'm just using very little recently. I like a lot to use the Raglan Flay Shade for gold. In the past, I was using a lot Seraphim Sepia, but I have to say that Raglan Flay Shade makes the gold to look nicer. Yeah, you know, that's cool. Yeah. You are right. So the red to go faster and the blue for protection of our lag. No, I tried the contrast directly on silver. I think I tried the fire layers. Yeah, the fire layers on silver to make copper, and it worked quite well. But I did not try any of them on gold. I think you should thin them a little bit to make them work and not to kill your gold. But maybe I should give a try. Did you try it? But the first layer on silver is giving you a cooperish color. Yeah, yeah, you can use, I'm also using Agaros Dunes. If you apply Agaros Dunes on top of silver, you can have quite a nice gold. And if you want a darker gold, you use Snake Bite Leather on top of silver. Yeah, I think the contrast paints on top of silver, they give you quite an interesting shift of color. So what I'm going to do now, just to finish here, I'm going to weather the leather we have on these leather straps that we have on the axe. Okay. So what I do to make this, I'm using Agaros Dunes or any type of light ochre, and I do edge highlight, and then I also simulate scratches, like making small lines. Okay, so you can see there I have done a little bit. Okay, so I will do all this, and when you have done all the scratches, they have very high contrast. Okay, on this very dark brown. But then what I will do is I will apply a glaze with the Snake Bite Leather, and then all this contrast will be reduced and very nicely integrated. And of course, I make a small mistake, so if I do a mistake, I will need do not hide for correction. See what it. Yeah, the contrast on silvers are a nice shortcut to do other metallics. Yeah. No, you if you want to do a glaze or a wash, yeah, you need to put medium on the contrast paints, and then you can have nice. You can have a nice glaze. And there is another tip when you do edge highlight. If you have difficulties to make thin lines, don't worry. Make them thick, and then come back with the base color and thin them. Let me explain what I mean. So imagine that I have difficulties here to make a thin line, okay? So you just come and you can make it very thick. Okay, like imagine that I cannot do better than that. Okay, but then I let it dry, okay? I have to wait a little bit. And you come with the dark brown in the middle, and you can thin it. So it's what I do here most of the time. If my edge highlight is too thick, because it's easy to go too thick with edge highlight. So this is why I was saying I need Rhinos height, okay? So now it's fine. So you can see that there is, let me see if I can show this on camera. So you can see that I have done, especially here, top is very thick. So now I come with the Rhinos height in the middle. And you thin it. Okay. And this is the way to have better control. So sometimes if you don't have too much brush control and you have difficulties to have thin lines, you have to do it in 2 steps. You make first the edge highlight. Okay. Don't be too concerned if it's too thick. And then you come again with the base color and you make it thinner. There is another way to do it, so there is other people do. Sometimes you can do edge highlight that is made of 3 or 4 colors, or 2 colors, right? You go from a very deep blue to a very light blue, but then you use a medium blue in between. So my recommendation is go with the very light blue. Okay, then come with the medium blue, or the medium color, thin down the very light highlight, and then later on you come with the, again with the color that was the base of the object, and you thin down the medium tone. In that way you can find, you can have more control on the edge highlight. This brush is dying. Yeah, sometimes we are so focused on trying to make it good the first time that can be easier to do it in 2 steps. Especially in some parts where the access can be a little bit difficult. But here I don't have a good position. I keep doing all this. Trying to now, before doing the next step, as I said, I will clean up where I see that the edge highlight is too thick. Put it there. And once we have done the edge highlight, what I will do next is I will, here you have to be a little bit more careful, and you do like small scratches. So just lines that are crossing these valves in some points. Do what you think can be scratch or what this is representing a little bit more weathering. Well, here on the bells is quite there will not be that much. Okay, on these straps or ribbons, or I don't know how to call. Okay, I'm doing some so you can see. No, I hope you can see it. Thanks a lot, Boldor. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the donation. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And now, once you have that done, I will take a snakebite leather. I will moisture my brush a little bit. So I will not go with the full charge of the brush. I will remove a little bit, and I will apply like a glaze. Okay, and how much contrasting you want on the weathered part? If you want more or less contrast, it will depend how thin you apply this snakebite leather. You can see now it's more integrated. And it will be, now we still have the brightness, the glossiness of the, this is not dry, but when it dries, well, let me show you, I will finalize this. Okay, and this, oh, I went too close. This how looks like on this guy. Okay, on the leathers first, well, this one. It's more shiny on camera than on real life. Yeah, thanks a lot, Essex. Thanks a lot. I'm glad that you like the skin tones. Yeah, I wanted to go for a very bright skin tones in these guys. So, and I think if you don't mind, I think I will finalize here for today. I think almost, no, I think more than 2 hours now. And here we are at 2 o'clock in the night. So it's quite late for me. So I think it's good time for me to go to bed. If not, tomorrow my kids will wake me up and I will be very sleepy. So I hope you have enjoyed this one. Let me just put the camera to me a little bit. So I hope you have enjoyed. Okay, I hope you have liked the live tonight. As I said, I will come back most likely in 2 weeks. I normally try to do 1 week for Warhammer Underworlds and then the next week for painting. I hope you enjoying these sessions, and yeah, and have a good night. So thanks a lot for being here with me in this painting night. So see you. Bye. Good night.